Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to cut through the noise, get you the essential insights. And today, we're heading way back to an ancient world that, honestly, it sort of challenges what you think you know about early civilizations. Just try to picture this. You're standing in a city, it's flourishing nearly 5,000 years ago. That's long before the Egyptian pyramids. Centuries before the Great Wall of China was even a thought. This wasn't some tiny settlement. No, we're talking a big urban center. It had paved streets, believe it or not. Indoor bathrooms, public sanitation.
It really is remarkable, isn't it? When you dig into the sources, the sheer age combined with that level of sophistication, It just fundamentally reshapes our understanding of how ancient cities work, how societies grew.
Absolutely. So our mission today, we're diving deep into the sources on Mohenjo daro, this incredibly enigmatic city from the Indus Valley civilization. We want to unpack its kind of silent genius, look at the mysteries still hanging around it, and pull out the most important bits of knowledge, the key insights, just for you. So, yeah, let's really get into it. Let's unpack this silent genius of Mohenjo daro. Where do we even start with its origins? The sources point to a pretty surprising discovery, right? Yeah, so the story starts back in the 1920s, British India. You've got this British railway engineer just exploring near the Indus River, poking around, really, and he spots something odd, these perfectly shaped bricks, like sticking out of a mound.
And what's fascinating looking at the records is how quickly things moved after that small find. It escalated fast, archaeologists got called in pretty sharpish, and suddenly they're digging up one of the oldest planned cities in the entire world. And when we say plan, the sources really emphasize how smart it was, like straight roads, a proper grid layout, really advanced drainage systems, and maybe the most mind-boggling thing for a city this old, standardized bricks.
Standardized bricks, like all the same size.
Exactly, across the whole city, maybe even wider. Some sources even suggest this was like a national policy. Think about what that implies. It's not just about bricks, right? It suggests this highly organized, maybe centralized authority, someone figuring out mass production, quality control, 5,000 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. They'd basically figured out stuff some modern cities, still struggle with.
That efficiency is just, it really puts our own urban challenges into perspective, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It makes you ask, okay, what kind of society builds something so smart, so consistent, but without, like, the usual signs of a big boss? Because Mohenjo daro, it wasn't a small village. The sources are clear. This is a true metropolis.
Oh, absolutely. And looking deeper into the layout, the details are incredible. Homes often built around courtyards. Almost every single house had its own well for water. You see these massive public buildings, too. And then there's the famous Great Bath, maybe the world's first public swimming pool.
A public pool,
Right.
5,000 years ago.
Seems like it. But here's the really unique part, the thing the sources highlight again and again. What's missing? No huge palaces for kings, no obvious military barracks, no giant temples looming over everything.
Okay, wait, no palaces, no army bases, no big temples.
Yeah.
That's astonishing for an ancient city of this scale. So if those usual power structures weren't there, or at least weren't obvious, what did the sources suggest? How did this place even work? How did they keep order, build all this stuff?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it forces us to look at the evidence differently. This absence of the usual power symbols, kings carving their names everywhere, big forts, it's really profound. The sources kind of push us towards thinking about maybe an alternative way of running things.
Like what?
Well, maybe a really organized civic administration, or perhaps a council of some sort, where the focus was more on, say, collective well-being, efficiency, community order, rather than one person's ego or military power.
A city built on equality and civic order, maybe, not fear or force.
It seems like it could be something like that. Imagine a city where no king needed to carve his name in stone just to be remembered. This profoundly different model compared to, say, ancient Egypt or Mesopotamia around the same time. It suggests maybe a unique level of social trust, shared purpose.
That's a fascinating idea, a totally different way of thinking about ancient power structures. And speaking of profound mysteries, maybe the biggest one, the one that could unlock how their society really thought, is their writing. They left behind these amazing little artifacts, right? Seals.
Exactly. Seals, these tiny engraved stones, probably used for trade or administration. They're covered in symbols, animals, sometimes human-like figures.
Okay, so we have their writing.
But here's the catch. To this day, no one can read it.
Still, after all this time.
Complete silence. Not one sentence properly deciphered, not a single translation. Nothing we can definitively say means this or that.
Wow. It's like they're whispering secrets across thousands of years, but the sound just isn't getting through.
That's a good way to put it.
Given how advanced they were in other ways,
Hmm.
what are we missing by not understanding that script? What might it tell us?
Oh, everything, potentially. Are these seals just records of goods traded, like 5 jars of oil, or is there more? Could there be religious texts, laws, maybe even personal letters or stories? History. Cracking that code wouldn't just give us words. It'd be like opening a window straight into their minds. Their beliefs, their dreams, how they saw the world. The real essence of their silent genius
Yeah.
really makes you think, doesn't it, about communication and how much history can just vanish when the key is lost.
Absolutely. So, okay, this incredible city, Mohenjo daro, it thrived for centuries. It was right up there, a beacon of human ingenuity, and then it just stopped. The sources seem to agree that around 1900 BCE, things started to go wrong. Buildings weren't repaired, sanitation systems failed, people started leaving. It just fades away. It's a real puzzle.
It is, and the sources offer up quite a few possible reasons for why it declined. Some experts point towards climate change, maybe shifts in monsoon patterns. Others suggest the river itself, the Indus, changed its course dramatically.
The river moved.
Yeah, rivers do that. Or maybe a long, devastating drought. Some even propose widespread disease. There are several plausible theories based on archaeological and environmental evidence.
Now, I have to ask, because you sometimes hear these, well, wilder theories. I've even seen claims, and I'm not making this up, that it was destroyed by some kind of ancient nuclear war. What do the serious sources say about that kind of thing?
Yeah, those theories pop up now and then, let's be clear. Spoiler alert, it wasn't ancient aliens or nuclear war.
Okay, good.
There's zero credible evidence for that kind of claim in any mainstream archaeological source. It's pure speculation, often based on misinterpretations. The most grounded explanation, the one with the most supporting evidence from various studies cited in our sources, really comes back to the environment. Specifically, the idea that the Great Indus River changed its course is a strong contender.
And that would be devastating.
Completely. For a society built on agriculture along its banks, if the river moves, your water source disappears, crops fail. The trade routes that probably relied on the river would collapse too. People would just have to move on to survive, find somewhere new.
You just like that.
Just like that, a city that was arguably one of the most advanced of its time
Oh.
slowly emptied out and vanished back into the dust, lost to history for millennia.
Incredible. So today, Mohenjo daro just sits there.
Yeah.
Out in Sindh, in Pakistan, the bricks crumbling under the sun, still holding on to its secrets.
It does, but even in its silence, even as ruins, it offers us something powerful, I think. The big takeaway, reading through the analyses, is that humans, even 5,000 years ago, were capable of building these large, complex cities based on, well, logic seems to be the word, cooperation. Maybe even sustainability in their context.
Yeah, that idea of logic and cooperation really stands out. No big egos carved into stone monuments everywhere. No solid gold thrones found. Just apparently really smart design and some kind of social order that worked for a very long time. It's such a different picture from other ancient empires, isn't it? Isn't that something we could maybe still learn from today?
I certainly think so. That idea of civic organization, of shared infrastructure, of planning for the collective, it feels very relevant.
So Mohenjo daro, it's not just ruins and dust, is it? It's really a question mark, a huge question mark carved deep into the timeline of human history, a testament to an ancient genius we barely understand and a mystery that keeps challenging us. It makes you wonder, what more is out there? Still buried, still silent, just waiting to be rediscovered. Because the past, well, it isn't really dead, is it? It's just waiting to be heard.